During the height of our doubt in superhero-themed programming and magical worlds, Invincible and Arcane both premiered during 2021 and quite possibly changed the animation industry forever.
Why did you make me do this?
I need you, please.
Invincible with its shocking twist on the debatably overused evil Superman trope, and Arcane with its powerful themes of grief and betrayal, quickly cemented themselves as animated projects worth paying attention to. All of this justifiable praise centered around these two shows just raised a brand new question though. A question that most people reasonably choose to end in a draw. Which show surpasses the other, Invincible or Arcane? Does Amazon Prime own the rights to the better show, or has it always been Netflix? Mark Grayson, better known as Invincible, was born into a life of pure bliss because his father, Nolan Grayson, better known as Omni-Man, was the single most powerful superhero on the entire planet. This fact would completely backfire on the day that Mark first unlocks his superpowers, because this would be the trigger that reminded Omni-Man of his true purpose. You see, we learned fairly quickly that Mark's father wasn't only on the earth to be its sole protector. The true beauty of Mark Grayson's gripping story arc began on the day that Mark learned the truth about his father and his heritage. Omni-Man was a loyal Viltrumite, and Viltrumites are easily one of the most dangerous and feared species of aliens in this universe. They literally only conquered other planets for the sole purpose of expanding their already flourishing empire and spreading their horrifying influence across the galaxy. Mark's fear of turning into his father would become his biggest weakness, and yet his greatest weapon against the Viltrumites.
Either you need me, or you don't. Make up your mind.
That is, until Mark himself would get pushed over the edge of no return by ending the life of a supervillain that he mistakenly created, named Angstrom Levy, resulting in my absolute favorite scene in the entire series. A scene that perfectly showcased the rising mental instability of a superhero that was forced to break his code.
Stop threatening my family!
Mark Grayson, after taking the life of Angstrom Levy, spends over 5 minutes letting the reality of what he just did settle in, and it's genuinely breathtaking. Powder, better known as Jinx, grew up as an orphan because her parents were brutally taken down during an uprising while she was just a kid. A kind man named Vander would adopt our girl Powder, along with another orphaned girl named Vi.
It won't stop. We need to fight back.
Arcane felt like 2 seasons in one because after the events of the first 3 episodes, we'd get a time skip that still blows my mind to this day. A time skip that wouldn't be kind to Powder or Vi. A time skip that would completely transform both of these orphaned sisters into natural enemies.
We will show them all.
Jinx would be fully unleashed on the day that Powder gave up on hope and her faith in the people who she thought she could truly trust. After being abandoned, Jinx would be adopted again, but this time by a Zanite drug lord named Silco, which only served to worsen her already degrading mental state. Powder and Mark are both incredibly tragic characters. While Powder embraced what the circumstances forced her to become, Mark continued to fight the inevitable until he became what he feared the most. Neither character is wrong in their decision to take revenge or reject revenge as a concept per se, but I think it's infinitely more compelling to watch someone struggle to fight against their very nature than it is to watch someone give in to it. Mark Grayson is my pick for the better protagonist. Nolan Grayson was the greatest choice as a first protagonist for Invincible as a series. If we're being honest, he's responsible for nearly half of the entire fandom right now. There's a reason why the Omni-Man Guardians of the Globe massacre went viral. A lot of people, including myself, discovered the show through that single iconic moment. Despite that fact, Nolan Grayson was at his peak when he was talking, not fighting. The tragedy of this character continues to blow me away. While Nolan slaughtered thousands of people on Earth without shedding a tear, because of the influence of his wife and his son, Nolan would grow to soon regret this decision and steadily begin his phenomenal redemption arc.
Mark, what are you doing? She's tearing you apart!
While some fans make a strong argument for the case that Jinx herself was actually supposed to be interpreted as being the main villain of Arcane, it's clear to me that Silco is the real maniac running the show. Without Silco manipulating Jinx to carry out his plans and supporting her self-destructive tendencies, then she definitely wouldn't have become nearly as corrupted as she is in present day.
Take some time.
I don't need time.
The most heartbreaking fact about that though is that Silco appears to genuinely care about Jinx, which makes sense I suppose. He did raise her as his own daughter. Silco and Vander grew up as honorary brothers similarly to Jinx and Vi, and like Jinx and Vi, we learn that Vander also betrayed Silco, helping to shape the monster that he became in present day. Silco was such a well-written villain. You always understood his thought process during his journey in Arcane, even when they devastated everyone around him.
Oh, she is more than I ever imagined.
Silco is my pick for the better protagonist. I've always subscribed to the idea that world building is the most important aspect of any fictional show.
Who the hell are you?
The only reason that we care about these characters as much as we do is because of the fact that they feel real. Their lives feel real, their struggles feel real. This category is admittedly a little unfair because Arcane hasn't had enough time to fully expand on its universe. In contrast, Invincible is entirely unique in the way that it handles its expansive universe. While Season 1 of Invincible had the gripping Nolan storyline to keep everything grounded, Season 2 featured multiple storylines that all work together seamlessly to bring us one of the greatest season finales in cartoon history.
I'm not my dad.
Invincible is my pick for the better world building. Some people say that originality is dead and compelling stories can't be written while utilizing the concept of a multiverse because of its negative impact on any fictional universe's stakes. I think it's safe to say that Invincible Season 2 proved that it's definitely still possible to do just that.
You're a man who dresses like a bat.
I think I miss my wife.
We'll see if Season 2 of Arcane manages to change my mind on this debate or not. Please check out my first video in this new series and subscribe to join in our search for the greatest cartoon of all time. Thanks for watching, take care.